The Equal Rights Amendment was written originally by Alice Paul, and it was actually introduced in Congress in November of 1923 by the nephew of Susan B. Anthony. It was sent to the states for ratification in 1972 under a 7-year deadline. That deadline was extended by 3 years, and unfortunately the amendment fell 3 states short of ratification in 1982. Many women, in particular led by a woman named Florence Kelley, were completely against the idea of an Equal Rights Amendment. Even Eleanor Roosevelt did not support it for many, many, many years. So this was a very polarizing issue. For every member of Congress, the National Party members would keep a card or a series of cards on these members. And this actually started with the suffrage movement. It was dubbed the deadly political index by the newspapers at the time, because these cards would contain a lot of information about these congressmen: where they went to school, where they stood on various issues related to women, where their wives stood on the idea of women's right to vote or women's equality. If this amendment were passed, you could say, now we have a man president of the U.S. last year. In order for things to be equal, we must have a woman president next year. Certainly I believe in equal rights. My wife has it 60-50 now. Quote, the normal woman knows her place, he says. There is no hope for him, I am sure, and he should be avoided as far as possible. He opposes the amendment on the grounds of the states' rights and also on the principle of the everlasting inferiority of women. The concerns that existed so many years ago are not as much of a concern today. However, there are some very hot-button issues. One of those is abortion. One of those continues to be women in military service. Some people believe that women are already guaranteed equal rights in the Constitution based on the 14th Amendment. So there are a group of people who just sort of say, well, why is this necessary at this point? This doesn't really impact me. I'm already equal. Whether you support the ERA or don't support the ERA, understanding where we've come from and where we still have to go and the rights that we're still fighting for is an important message for us.